Hello, Foxy Finds here, and welcome back to Foxy Shiny Quest. This week, it's a nice relaxing week for me. Just some random shinies for a random week. To start off, do you like fish? Our first Pokemon is Lumineon. Ever know one of those people that makes one thing their entire personality? This Pokemon glows. That's it. It has bioluminescence and it's a fish. Its name is even a combination of illuminate and neon. Let's move on to something more interesting. Next, we have Remoraid. This Pokemon is very roughly based off of a pistol. You can see it a lot more in its beta version, and since then, this Pokemon's become just a fish. Its more interesting feature involves a symbiotic relationship between it and a Pokemon I haven't caught yet, so we'll save that for that potential catch. Speaking of a symbiotic relationship, do you like sushi? Not only did I find a Tatsugiri, I found all 3 variations. This Pokemon gets eaten intentionally by Dondozo, and their combined strength makes them stronger. In a strange twist, it is the Tatsugiri that is the one calling the shots when this occurs. As you may or may not have guessed, these Pokemon were part of an event that made them spawn much more frequently. This event, unfortunately, is over by the time that this video comes out, though. Alright, time to move a little bit away from the fish. My next catch was a Kirlia. This Pokemon is able to sense emotion, and it is also based off of a ballerina. I personally find that this, along with a lot of middle stages, are a little bit less interesting than their higher or lower forms. This Pokemon, along with his family, were some of the ones that were granted the Fairy type in Generation 6, which does make Kirlia much more versatile. On to Spoink, a Pokemon that is surprisingly dark if you take his Pokédex seriously, but don't worry, neither the anime nor the games do this. This Pokemon is inspired by the tale of a pig being curled like a spring, and from the phrase pearls before swine. This Pokemon bounces around on its spring-like tail and has a pearl that it has on its head that it uses to amplify its psychic powers. Now, where this gets dark is the bouncing. You see, this Pokemon, when it bounces, is manually beating its heart. It's stated that if this Pokemon stops bouncing, its heart would just stop. But they show this in the games and the anime where the Pokemon just stops bouncing and it's perfectly fine. Maybe this Pokemon just survives without its heart going. There's stranger things in Pokemon. Moving from water to earth to bouncing all the way up to sky, now we're at Swablu. This is the first time that we've seen a normal flying type Pokemon lose its normal type when it evolves. Swablu's blue skin is like the sky and its wings are like clouds, so it would be pretty good camouflage for a bird, at least while it's in the air. And in case you're wondering, yes, its wings are as soft as they look. Lastly, we've come full circle to a bird that eats fish, Bombardier. In an interesting twist, this stork Pokemon is a dark type, where it will drop rocks on its enemies above. Similar to images of storks carrying a baby, these Pokemon have a cloth-like pouch where they hold these rocks that they'll drop. This Pokemon is also one of the Titan Pokemon that is found in Scarlet and Violet. That is all I have for this video. I hope you enjoyed this week's shinies. From fish to birds, it was a fairly nice set if I do say so myself. Oh, as for the event I mentioned earlier, it may be over, but there is another event going on right now. I don't want to spoil anything for the next videos, but feel free to take a look and see what Pokemon has to offer. I will be leaving you with that, but I hope you have a wonderful week, and as always, happy hunting!